Today's khutbah is on the Quranic Arabic language. That this language was sent down by Allah on the month of Ramadan. And Allah chose Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, to tell the whole world this perfect language. In the Quran, Allah says, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim, Inna nahnu nazalna dhikra. We know that word, some of us. Wa inna lahu la hafizun. Allahu alayhim. Allah is certainly told the truth. He says, surely, inna, surely. Some people translate it different. La rebe is not here because it's in brackets. He said without doubt. Was revealed the dhikr. Now that's in Arabic. The dhikr, the remembering. And surely it will be hafizun, excuse me, it'll be hafiz. It'll be guarded. It'll be memorized from corruption. So when we start as human beings asking Allah to bless us to read Arabic, it's a reminder. Not only just a reminder that this is a pure book, but it's a reminder for those that want to do good. You know, because a believer is one who always wants to do good all the time. And a believer is one who does bad, but he hates it. That's a believer. He hates doing the bad. But, you know, sometimes we get it all turned around. We want to do the bad first. Then we want to make tawbah. But if you do the good deeds, why would you need to make tawbah? Do the good deeds. And reading this Quran is a good deed. And today it's the only book. It's the only kitab revealed. The reminder for the people. And it was given by Allah. For us to read it, for us to recite it, and for us to follow it. Nobody's perfect, but if you want to be a progressive and you want to be a productive thinker, the Quran will help all that. Oh, I don't believe what he just said. Well, you don't have to believe it. You got choices. Huh? Didn't Allah create us with two choices? And sometimes we do the other choice. But that's on you. See, the Arabic language is a vehicle. And it's been carried to the whole world. No other revelation has been carried to the entire world. It's a perfect book. Arabic, the language of Arabia. And that's very important. Because during the time they were in Jahiliyyah, they were in ignorance. You've read some of the stories in the Sirah. They used to dress the Kaaba with no clothes on. I know when I went, I said, well, I wonder if they're still doing that. But when I got there, they weren't doing that. So, you know, things change. And this Arabic will change your life. Why do you think it was revealed to Prophet Muhammad? Because he was who he was? No. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said he was a vessel that was pure inside. You know, you ever wash the glass and you get it real clean? He was Sadiq. He was Mustafa. He was Al-Min. And all of those attributes were pure. So Allah said, this person is who I'm going to send this Quran down to. And the Prophet ﷺ, he said, I'm immortal, just like all of you. So if you construct that word, it's an invitation to everyone. Read the Quran daily. Straighten out your problems. Allah says, لَقَدْ كَانَ لَكُمْ فِي رَسُولِهِ أُسْوَةً حَسَنَةً حَسَنَةً لِمَنْ كَانَ يرجو الله واليوم الآخر وذكر الله كثيرا. You have indeed in the messenger of Allah a uswatan and hasnatan. This is what Allah called his prophet. He didn't say Sunnah Allah. He didn't say Sunnah Rasul. He never said that in the Quran. He said uswatan hasnatan. Surah 33 and 21. Look it up yourself if you could read. He never said Sunnah Rasul. Never. You won't find that word referring to Prophet Muhammad. Maybe in the Hadith, but the Hadith wasn't sent down. That was his examples, what he said, what he did. This Quran was sent down, and it was perfect. Every Arabic word was perfect, and this is what the human being is supposed to be following. You have indeed in the messenger of Allah a beautiful pattern, a conduct for anyone whose hope is in Allah and the final day. The best language to communicate the message of the Quran. The best language, and this is for all the world, Rabbil Alameen. Now, if we start thinking on the best, on the uswatan and the hasnatan, we'll find that we'll have the same pattern. We'll have the same pattern. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Allah says, wa innahu wa tanzilu Rabbil Alamin. Nazala Bihiru. That's next door. Bihiru. Amin. Excuse me. Hul Alim. Ala qalbika litakuna minal mundirin bilisanin Arabin mubin. Arabiyin mubin. And surely this is a revelation from the Lord of all the worlds. See, Allah here is teaching you an attribute, Ra. He's teaching the attribute, Ra. And with it came down the spirit of faith. That's the Quran. And Allah surely knows what Allah is doing. Always has. But it says, and the truth. And then it also says, and your heart, that you may be a warner. So what are you warning? Are you playing games? Listen to me, I'm the man. Well, all right, you the man. Now, let me hear some Quran. Man, insan, ins. Let me hear some Quran come out your mouth. Sister Tola said, honey, the lights went off. God, when you gonna turn it back on? God ain't gonna turn it back on. Because you ain't God. But sometimes when your reasoning and your intelligentsia get twisted, you're going to believe whatever somebody tells you. And it didn't come from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. There's a lot of people doing that. Confusing the language. But you can't confuse this Arabic language. But it's saying in the surah that when read, it'll knock the truth out of your brain. It'll knock the falsehood out of your brain. Because this book is pure. And it came to a messenger, peace be upon him, that had the nature and had the conduct to be able to receive this revelation in the heart. And everybody's got a heart. The laws and the principles of communication, they require three things. What is that? Sender, a receiver, and a method of conveyance. It's this Quran. And all the verses that I read point to those three things. First principle is that Allah is the Lord of all the worlds. And the revelation of the Quran comes from Allah only. And you know, the faithful, or you might say the truthful, is the spirit. Is the angel Gabriel. And he was the means for conveying this pure message to Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And beautiful. The nature of tongue and the nature of heart. And the tongue is influenced, is trained, and influenced by the parents of society that it grows under. And Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, there is no child who is not born upon fitra, nature, al-Islam. And then the parents make him a Jew or a Christian or a Magian. As the animals is born entirely with, in all its limbs without defect. So much know that hadith. And do you see one among them you? So, if we don't have this Quran on our heart, we're being mutilated. Oh, I don't believe that. Well, why did Allah say, Al-Bayyan Lisan? Huh? Why did Allah say that in the Quran? That means a clear tongue. Lisan, that means a clear tongue. Bilisanin. There it is right there. Arabiyyam Mubin. There it is right here in the Quran. Right here in the Quran. 26 and 195. This is what's supposed to be coming off of your tongue. Allah said it. The nature and meaning of the word Arabah means to express, to state clearly, and convey the idea of completeness and wholeness. So what's on your tongue? Huh? What's on your tongue according to the in the Quran? Allah revealed this. And another meaning of the word Arabic indicates it's a vehicle, or a carriage, or a wagon, a car or a coach. The speech, la, si, na, means tongue, speech, style, language, information, news, and tidings. So like I said again, what's on our tongues? It's in the Quran. Look it up for yourself. Don't pay attention to what I'm saying. Pay attention to what Allah is saying. Look it up. 26 and 195. I believe that's surah. Sure, I'm not sure. I ain't memorized all the surahs, but I know how to read them. Praise be to Allah. And then after reading them, I try my best to act on them. I make mistakes. I mean, one time I said, oh, ain't no sin in Arabic, but then I said I wasn't doing much studying. I just running my mouth. Arabic and Arabine is a synonym. See, I can't even pronounce the English word. But you know, we all make mistakes. And this is why we have to keep our mind in this language that Allah sent, so our tongues won't be corrupted. Yeah, you got choices. I do whatever I want to do, highway or my way. So what? I'm going to do some bad things. After I leave gym, I'm going to go get me a short dog. And I'm going to get high as a kite. For what? That's a bad deed. And if you're a believer, you should hate bad deeds. Now, if you ain't no believer, you're going to do all that. I didn't drink anyway, but I just wanted to use that as a simile. You know, some of them, I know they used to, when I was a little boy, they used to drink Robitussin. Yeah. And that Mad Dog. You know, I'd watch them get so tore up. But then, back in the 60s, a lot of us here in America didn't know very much about the Holy Quran and the tongue that Allah wanted us to have. So, you know, we did what we wanted to do. And some of us are still doing what we want to do. And say, okay, I done got high. Look how successful I am. You can only fool a dummy with that type of thinking. That's right. And dummies like to be around dummies, am I right? Intelligent people like to be around intelligent people. But sometimes the intelligent people slip too. I want to be a dummy right now. That's your choice. The Quranic language. That's your choice. Because Allah said, Bilisanin Arabi Yam Mubin. In plain and clear Arabic tongue. You got parentheses in language, but you know when we talk, Allah is saying, talk what Prophet Muhammad taught. And in the Quran it says he didn't teach anything else but this that was revealed to him by Jibreel. Alhamdulillah.
Mommy? Mommy.
Alhamdulillah. 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 I'm not bad. Today I don't feel good. Don't happen all the time, but today I don't feel good. Went to the dentist. I think they jacked me up. Because I don't feel good. I'm serious. I do not feel good at all. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Wama khalaqtul jinna wal insa ila liyubudun. Sadaqallahu alayhim. Allah certainly told the truth. He says in 51 and 56, I have not created jinn and men except for budu, worship. And whenever the nature of the human being is corrupted by false worship, this is, saying things to the sister, to the brother that ain't right. It's false worship. And if you aren't reading this Quran, you're not going to be able to discern what somebody is saying to you? This Quran makes everything clear. No argument. This is the best argument. When we become corrupted by false worship, it has the ability to relate and communicate with the natural patterns given in the creational order, because creational order becomes confused and distorted, thereby impeding our natural growth. This Quran is our natural growth. Oh, I don't believe it. Well, what's holding you up? What's helping you rationally and intelligently think? You think you're doing this on your own? Because the language of this Quran is a vehicle for the thinker. Think on this Quran. Thinking. It's a vehicle for thinking. And Allah, out of His mercy, sends prophets and messengers. May Allah be pleased with all of them. And the ultimate conclusion being, if your worship is right, your thinking will be right. And thinking leads to knowledge, ilm. And if there is no thinking, you got it. If there's no thinking, there's no knowledge. And then we got to understand the purity of worship, or tawheed, what we've been taught when you first come in. They teach you tawheed, the oneness. Because that's what raised up them Arabs in the desert, some of them. They became Muslims, and they became believers in Allah and His Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. That's what they did. They became believers. And this is what today in 2018, what we should be doing.
Yeah.
And what they did was they took the lead in bringing the world advancements in the sciences, in the math, the history, the arts, and the medicines. All this came from this Quran. You didn't invent it. I didn't invent it. All of this came from this kitab, from this Quran. And look at the accomplishments of some people. Oh, they ain't no believer. Well, look at all the money they have. Allah said He'll help you in the doing. How much you want? I want as much as I can get. I said, well, good, I'm going to let you have it. I'm going to help you get it. But then Allah says to you thinking human beings, don't forget how to get to the home of the hereafter. Because Allah doesn't sell raffle tickets to get to Jannah. You got to do good deeds. You got to have a tongue of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. That's the one you say you follow.
Okay.
That's the one you say you follow. Jesus was down in his husband. That's the one you say you follow. So, we might as well as human beings make the best practice. And once we can do that, we can help the world. But the world is in bad shape. Because the Muslims aren't thinking on what Allah revealed to help the world. And when the Quran comes comes with Tawheed, it affects the natural and the innate potential of the people. And it brings excellence. Don't you want excellence? And that's also creation. The creation can teach us things if we pay attention. And the creation complements. It complements. But the compliment is only going to come when we have an understanding of what was revealed to our prophets. That's when it's going to come. Now you can think anything you want to think. Stop reading that Quran. Don't even pay attention to the Quran. Don't even let it come off of your tongue. And see what happens to your nature. Rabbana atina fi dunya hasanatan fi al-akhirati hasanatan wa qina adhaban nar. Our Lord grant us good in this life. Grant us good in the hereafter. And defend us from the sins and the blaze of the hellfire. He got myself.
I love.
Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah. Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah. Ashhadu anna Muhammadan Rasulullah. Ashhadu anna Muhammadan Rasulullah. Hayya ala salat. Hayya ala salat. Qaqam to salat, qaqam to salat. Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, La ilaha